Hey guys, what's up? NullRage here, and I figured we'd take one last look at the Thor 52 review. It's changed quite a bit over the past week, and it should be releasing tomorrow, so I wanted to hop in and just have one last look at all the changes, everything that's gone on, and see how it's actually going to play when it goes live. Alright, so first up, we should take a look at the passives. Hero Synergy System passive here. Thor at level 25 will receive, or cause you to be able to activate, a 3% physical damage bonus. And at level 50, he will give you a 3% energy damage bonus that you can apply to all your heroes. That's a big improvement, in my opinion, over the previous synergies, which were a melee damage buff and I think a energy proc on hit kind of thing. He will also gain a new costume with his 52 review, which is the Thor Earth X Enhanced costume. So any of y'all that are digging the female Thor look and want to rock that, you will have the opportunity to do so. Alright, so let's go ahead and hop in, have a look at Thor's skills here. Under Master Mjolnir, your first skill here is Hammer Strike. Oh, Odin Force. Let's talk about that to begin with. Charge Mjolnir. I can never pronounce the name of this hammer correctly. Anyway, charge your hammer with Odin Force using specific powers. While you have at least one bar filled, you are considered imbued with Odin Force. Odin Force decays over time, so as you hit things, your Odin Force will increase. But you can see it's also decaying, and it looks like it decays both in combat and out of combat. So maintaining that Odin Force will be a core part of Thor's gameplay. Alright, Hammer Strike, using it just there, generates a little bit of Odin Force, and it looks like the Odin Force decay rate's a lot better than it was in the last build. Alright, next up we've got Hammer of Storms. It's going to deal physical damage innately, but when you are imbued with Odin Force, I believe, yeah, well, you have at least one bar, you're considered imbued. Okay, so you have to have one pip here of Odin Force to get this extra effect here. It's still going to do the same physical damage, but it's going to gain arced lightning damage as well. Alright, so there it is, just physical damage. Now we gain up one pip of Odin Force here. Very nice. Gaining some arced lightning, turning into an AoE skill instead of just a line single target skill. Pretty cool, I like that. Spinning Strike, whirl Mjolnir at dizzying speed, then knock up an enemy by slamming it suddenly into their face. This is the skill that he used against that giant rock monster in the movie. I really like this. Alright, it's got a cooldown of 4 seconds. It's going to do huge single target damage, but it is going to require, you must be imbued with Odin Force to activate, so you have to have at least one pip of Odin Force here. And there you go, there's the attack right here. Let's zoom in a bit and use it again. That's pretty cool, I like that. Next up we've got Leaping Smite. Leap forward and utterly crush an area with a mighty blow from your Mystic Hammer. Physical damage and different effect while imbued with Odin Force. So while you have no Odin Force, here it is, just a small hammer smash, gain up some Odin Force, and big AoE with a stun on it as well. Very nice. 4-second stun duration. That could be very, very useful. And it looks like it does not use any Odin Force to cast it. You just have to be imbued. So you can just jump around doing huge AoE smash damage and stunning everybody while you do it. Very nice. Thundering Strike, physical damage and additional effect while imbued with Odin Force is going to have a Thunderclap added to it. Let's have a look at Thundering Strike.
Facing me was a grave error.
Just a basic single target skill there, but if you gain up some Odin Force, then it gains some AoE potential. Pretty cool. Alright, next up we've got Hammer Smash here. This one you must be imbued to even activate it. It's just going to deal some physical damage. It's going to apply vulnerability. So when you do not have Odin Force, it, like Spinning Strike, will be grayed out here. But if you gain up some Odin Force, you can do some pretty nice AoE damage, applying vulnerability to everything that you hit. Pretty cool. Next up, Asgardian Smite. Energy damage and weakening effect. Also generates 1 Odin Force. Has a cooldown of, what was that, 6 seconds? 6.8. Looks like the cooldown decreases as you put points into the skill. Cool. I'll be using that like all the time. I love crash down skills. Alright, next up we've got Crack the Sky. And the God of Thunder Tree. Let me go ahead and get these on the bar. And we'll just get that one later. Or better yet, hold on. There's a basic somewhere here, right? Yeah, he's got a range basic attack. There it is. Range. Put that there, and then put that one there. There we go. Alright, so Crack the Sky. Energy damage and different effect while imbued with Odin Force. It's going to do extra energy damage. It looks like it adds, oh, I don't know, 15%. I'm going to estimate. Maybe 25%? I don't know. Alright, Crack the Sky. There it is without any Odin Force. But if you use this other skill over here, Lightning Strike, it's going to be a basic ranged attack, gaining some Odin Force. Then you're going to deal even more energy damage with it. Wait, switch
Without
targets.
proper focus, I'm afraid I won't be affected.
Ran out of spirit. Alright, well that's Crack the Sky. Next up we've got Forked Lightning here. It's going to generate Odin Force as you channel it, doing energy damage twice per second. Oh, that is cool. Now one thing I see here, now this may be just due to the, let me switch out of this costume. It may be due to the EarthX costume. Maybe, I don't know. It looks like the hammer tilts a bit higher than it should. Yeah, the hammer tilts a bit higher than it should animation-wise, and it's like you've got your energy blast going up into the sky instead of into the enemies. So that, I think that is just limited to the Thor EarthX costume, though. Still, pretty cool skill. Twice per second, generating some Odin Force. How is the... Ooh. I don't know, the generation might need to be a little bit higher on this skill, seeing that it does use Spirit, and it doesn't quite outdo the decay effect. Doesn't quite outdo the decay effect. So... Well, I mean, it does a little bit. I don't know. Anyway, I think the Odin Force generation, maybe 0.6, you know, double it. I don't know. All right, Rolling Thunder is our next skill in the tree, right here. Physical damage innately, and while you are imbued with Odin Force, energy damage twice per second. There's the physical damage portion. Very similar to Gambit's Street Sweep. I think it's called Street Sweep. Yeah. Alright. But if you have Odin Force, then you're going to leave a little dot on the ground. Now this is a very cool skill because it's going to play into the hybrid gameplay, doing both physical and energy damage in the same skill, if you have that Odin Force. Very useful for items like Negabands. Well, actually not Negabands, because that requires you to take damage. But, you know, other physical energy hybrid items like that will... ooh, Power Cosmic. You'd proc the Power Cosmic effect for both of them with one skill right there. Yeah, that'd be very nice. Alright. And then we've seen Lightning Strike. Been using it quite a bit. It is just a basic ranged attack. Pretty cool. Alright, next up we've got Bring the Thunder. Energy damage twice per second. Vulnerability plus 10 damage for 2 seconds. It's also going to slow enemies affected by it. It's got an area duration of 5 seconds. Cease decay of Odin Force while in the affected area. That could be very useful. Bring the Thunder. Now, it does not generate any Odin Force of its own, but remember that skill that we said didn't generate enough Odin Force, really? Well, you can stop the decay of your Odin Force, and then it will generate Odin Force just perfectly, won't it? Very nice. I like that. I like the way that plays into build possibilities. That cease decay of Odin Force while in the affected area. Alright. Storm Strike is next up. Let's see, where's it at? E? Yeah. Alright. This is physical damage innately, just on the first person you hit, and then it's gonna cause an energy bounce to up to 9 targets. Pretty cool.
Face my wrath.
Alright, finally we've got Lightning Hammer. Doing energy damage twice per second with a Storm Torrent effect, slowing enemies affected by it as well. And then doing energy damage that is up to 100% when fully charged. Alright, it's also going to generate Odin Force when you hit with that, when you hit with the full charge of it. Well, not the full charge, you don't have to charge it all the way, but when you hit with that ending effect there, you're going to generate 1 pip of Odin Force. So let's see. Now you can charge this as long as you want, it looks like. It's doing that Storm Torrent to everybody within range. Oh wow, and it doesn't even have any spirit cost while you're charging it either. The spirit cost only kicks in once you release it. That's pretty cool. It is still way too much damage to try and just hold it during that Storm Torrent, though, because that Lightning Hammer flies out, hits targets for a large amount of damage, and hits them twice, because it goes through, then boomerangs back. Very nice. Alright, moving on, we've got the Son of Asgard tree. Thunderous Charge, of course. I don't know what Thunderous Charge is. Looks like it's going to generate a little bit of Odin Force on its own here. In addition, giving you move speed and knocking down targets as well. Alright, then we've got Son of Odin. It's passive effect, giving you damage rating, critical and brutal rating. Critical and brutal, very nice. It used to be just brutal, but they added crit on there. Very happy to see that. Defense and tenacity rating, damage negated 10%. Ooh, nice. That's cool, because that's going to stack with Yggdrasil's over here, giving him total of 25% damage negated. Now all this stuff only applies when he hits with a melee power, so you will have to be using melees to get full benefit of Son of Odin. This is a very busy skill right here. There's a lot of stuff going on. You and your allies gain toughness when you hit with a melee power. Buff duration is 10 seconds. So as long as you're using melee powers, you're getting a big stuff going on here, but it's also got an active effect going on it. Looks like what used to be Acer's Boon or something like that is now on this skill. I think it does energy damage and recovers spirit per enemy hit. Very cool. So if I've like used up all of my spirit doing I don't know, this, then I will recover it, quite a bit of it, using Son of Odin. Very cool. Now I'm sort of initially, or in the previous 2 builds, that active effect on this used to be on his taunt, and I thought that was pretty cool, personally. I thought it was a cool way to get me to want to use a taunt. Because as it is right now, this Have At Thee skill, it's a taunt. And y'all have heard me before, taunts, in my opinion, they're a waste of a hotkey. They don't always work, and all you get is like a weakening effect. I hate wasting a hotkey on that. And having that active effect to return spirit was a great way to get me to use the taunt without feeling like I wasted a hotkey. Anyway, but I'm just gonna I'm gonna work around this by not putting a point into have at the end. Just, hey, I've got an active effect. I can still use the spirit thing, but I'm not gonna be taunting anymore. All right. Anyway, next up we've got Mjolnir Mew Mew's flight. Here we go. Basic flight skill. Nothing too fancy. Alright. Then we've got Yggdrasil's Boon over here. Passive effect, damage negated, 15%. Maximum health increase. Regen. Oh, I didn't show the scaling on this skill. Let's show the scaling on Odin's Son of Odin over here. So, lots of damage rating, lots of crit, brute. Very cool. And then we'll show the scaling on this. Looks like it's going to give you damage negated, max health, regen, and projectile deflection. It's also your CC breaker, so you're definitely, I'll always put 1 point in all passives, but you're definitely going to want a point in this one for your CC breaker. Alright, then have at thee. Another taunt that I'll never put a skill into. There you go. Alright, Aunty Force. And we'll go ahead and pull those out too. Alright. Aunty Force is his signature. It's going to scale damage based on God Blast, or points put into God Blast. Energy damage. This power always critically hits. Very nice. Also, the critical damage rating for this power increases with points put in the skill. So you're getting some extra critical damage rating, and it will always critically hit. It's also going to always generate 3 pips of Odin Force. So if you're sitting at 0 Odin Force, you pop this, and you're good to go. Alright, let's see Aunty Force. I love that animation, and I love the always crit aspect of it. That is very cool. Initially, it just had some extra crit rating, but I think switching this to always crit is a very good choice. Alright, next up we've got Ragnarok here. Bring the full power of your lightning and unfathomable might of Mjolnir, knocking down anything nearby when you unleash your godly fury. Must be imbued with Odin Force, and it's going to deal physical damage. It's got a cooldown of 10 seconds. Alright, so can't use it innately. Let's go ahead and just pop the Sig. There we go. We're imbued now. Got max Odin Force. Kaboom! Tons of physical damage. It looks like it should be doing some kind of energy dot afterwards, just like from the animation, but it does not seem to have that effect on it. Here it is one more time. Lots of damage. Lots of damage. Alright, and finally we've got for Asgard. Enter the fray in a furious battle trance, having only concern for the destruction of your enemy by fist and hammer. You must be imbued with Odin Force to activate it. It's going to give you +5 fighting, 5% damage to all powers, defense rating, attack speed, move speed, regenerate health when you hit with the power. This is just, the longer you can keep this up, the better. This is going to be an awesome skill. Also, the duration is up from what it was in the previous build at Test Center, which was 9 seconds. It's now a 12-second duration, and the cooldown will decrease with ranks in the skill. The more ranks you get in this, the longer your uptime on the skill is going to be, the more powerful your hero overall will be. Power duration is going to be very important on Thor. Let's have a look at for Asgard. Let's see, let's pop that. And I love this animation, man. Red lightning just flying around you. And gaining that +5 fighting. That is a lot of damage increase. That is a huge amount of damage increase. +5 fighting and the base damage for all powers. Yeah, that's going to be a very, very nice skill. Alright, finally let's have a look at Thor's new ultimate, God Blast. Buff effect, +5 to the rank of all powers, regenerate percent of your maximum health, and do note I've got an extra point in my ult right now, so it is not the base rank 1 ult, it is at rank 2, so I believe it will be 8% at rank 1, and I'm not sure how it scales with extra ultimate ranks. You're going to generate some Odin Force per second, and you and your allies will become empowered. That empowered buff is huge in raids. Very, very awesome to see that empowered buff on Thor now. And then you're also going to deal some energy damage twice per second. Have a look at the ult. Oh, that is very, very cool. I like that a lot. And there you can see the buff effect glowing with the golden power of Asgard. And it looks like, yep, the buff duration, for the entirety of the buff duration, you will, instead of, okay, well, it doesn't negate your decay, it just regenerates far more than the decay. So you're always going to generate, for 20 seconds, pretty much, you're going to be at max Odin Force. That's pretty cool, I think. Alright, that was Thor's 52 review. I hope you guys have liked the video. If you did, make sure to click that like button, share, subscribe, comment, all that jazz, and I will see you in the next one. Hopefully gonna put together an overview on Industry City. That's my goal. I just hope I can get everything put together and looking right. Alright, I'll see you in the next one. Take it easy. Have a good one. Peace.